Evening, all of you. Who doesn't like grandmother stories? Isn't it? This is the story which my grandmother told me. I still remember. I wanted to share with you all. Once a king visited a sage. Okay, he went to a sage who was sitting under a tree. It was like, almost outskirts, but out of the kingdom rather. He asked, O Swami, he just closed his eyes and said, O Swami, if there is any herb or medicine that can grant immortality, no, immortality means a person who doesn't die, who doesn't get death or who doesn't die. Please let me know. So, Swamiji, please let me know if there's any medicine or herb. So the sage replied, O king, yes, I'll give you the solution. For that, what should you do? You have to please cross the two mountains in front of you. He said, you're able to see two mountains, so please cross the mountains which are in front of you. There you will find a lake. Understood, right? You have to cross both the mountains. Once you cross, you have a lake there. Once you reach, drink some water from the lake. You immediately will become immortal, is what he said. The king listened to the sage quietly and he was curious to go there. He started crossing both the mountains, and once he crossed, the king found a lake there. All right, that's done. As soon as he wants to become immortal, he doesn't want to get death. So he started drinking the water. Just he kept very close to his mouth and he's about to drink. Then he hears painful groans, somebody shouting and with pain. Following those sounds, he starts and goes and sees that there is a weak man who is lying in pain. So he's sitting and saying, oh, dard ho raha hai, pain, pain. So when the king asked the reason, the man said that the weak man who was near the lake, he said, I drank the water from the lake and I became immortal. There is no death. But what happened? After I turned 100 years old, yes, I got immortality. I turned 100 years old. My son threw me out of the house. Yes, obviously, this happens in every family. I became more than 100. My son threw me out of the house, and I've been living here for the last 50 years. I'm not getting death only. What to do? This is what is the importance of the water. We become or we get immortal, age grows, we don't get death, but age keeps growing. So my grandchildren, my son, everybody threw me out because I'm old. And what to do, king? He said, I have stopped eating and drinking also, but I'm still alive. I'm weak, feeling so weak, is what he says. The king pondered. He thought, oh my God, what is this? What is the use of immortality with old age? He thinks and thinks and thinks. He again thinks and like he thought he'll go to the sage. He goes to the sage and says, what if I gain youth along with immortality? Youth also should be there to enjoy life, right? Immortality and youth. So he goes to the sage and the sage says, fine, king, I'll give you a solution. What should you do? You please tell me, how can I gain both, as I said, immortality and youth, so that I can enjoy that thing? Okay, the sage said, now do one thing, my dear king. The sage, he said, after crossing the mountains, after crossing the lake, you will find another tree there. Yes, he said, once you cross a mountain and a lake, you find a tree. All right, what is that tree? There'll be so many trees, but you should find for a tree which has yellow fruits. That is what he says. Okay, clear, isn't it? Cross the mountain, cross the lake, and then go to the tree which has yellow fruits. Eat one of them. Okay, and when you eat one of them, what will happen? You will gain both immortality and youth. Both will enter into your body. You will become young. You'll have that youth. You will be young only, always, and you'll have that immortality. You will not die also. The king crossed another mountain, as the sage said. He crossed the lake. He crossed, and he goes to near the particular tree, and he plucks the flower. Plucks the yellow fruit. He was about to pluck to eat one. He hears loud arguments and fighting around the tree. Okay, loud. They will be shouting. They'll be shouting like that. So loud arguments and fighting. He wondered, who could be quarreling in such a remote place, because it was beyond the mountain, beyond the lake, and it was beyond that, right? Outside the kingdom. So he was just guessing who's shouting, who's there around. He saw four young men arguing loudly. How many are there? Four young men were there who were arguing loudly. The king asked why they were fighting. For what are you all fighting? Because they see, whoever comes there is coming with that blessing, right, to become immortal and young. So one of them said, "O king, I am 250 years old, and the man on my right hand side is 300 years old. I am 250 years old, and the man who is right on my right hand side is 300 years old. So he is my father, and he is not giving the property only, because my father says my father ate the particular fruit, and my father has become young and immortal. He doesn't want to give his property." When the king asked the man on the right, he said, "Father, oh, he's 350 years old and still alive." So normally we tend to get the property when the parents, after the parents' death only, right? That is what happens. The legacy follows. So you're 350 years old and you don't want to give your son money. The father says, "No, when I'm alive, why should I give my son my property? Otherwise, he'll throw me out." The man pointed to his father again and looks what to do. My father is 400 years old and I'm 350 years old, and also complain. See, normally what happens, 250, like the father is son is comparing with the father is again comparing with his father. So then the king sees it is an endless fight for property, which has driven the villagers to expel them from a village, because they were shouting, "A property, I want property, I want property." This made all the villagers throw all of them out of the village. Shocked. The king was shocked. "You are young also and immortal also, problem." Shocked, the king returned to the sage and said, "Thank you for teaching me the importance of death." Yes, we as human beings, we have lot of things. We want to achieve this. We want to have endless enjoyments. Yes. Then the sage said, because death exists, God has given as birth, death exists, and there is love in the world. If this concept of death doesn't exist in this world, just see how the life would be. Yes. Instead of trying to ponder over death, don't think I should not get death. I have to achieve everything. I have to enjoy everything. Everything should be mine. Instead of pondering over that, better you live each and every day. Every moment, try to enjoy whatever God has given to you. Enjoy every moment. This is what my grandmother says. She said, change yourself and the world will change, isn't it? She used to say, be happy with what you have. Feel that gratitude every day. So when you chant, remember these things. When you chant the name of God while bathing, when you're taking your bath, just chant quietly the name of God. It will become a holy bath, it seems. See how you've imbibed the sense of gratitude. Bathing, imbibe, you say some small mantra which will make a holy bath. When you chant while eating, the food becomes sacred, isn't it? It seems. So when you're saying, God, whatever you have given me, it's all because of you, it will become a sacred food. When you chant while walking, it becomes a pilgrimage, it seems. Yes, you're walking and you're saying, yes, Om Namah Shivaya, whatever you feel, it becomes a pilgrimage, whatever you're walking, that's towards the God. When you chant while cooking, the food becomes divine. So everything is gratitude, filled with gratitude. When you chant before sleeping, it becomes meditative sleep. Such beautiful thing, isn't it? Yes, every small things, if you just show gratitude. When you chant while working, you're working in your office or you're working in your school, wherever you're working. When you chant while working, it becomes a devotion. Yes, take work as your devotion. Take work as a divine role which God has given you. When you chant at home, it turns into a temple. Great, isn't it? So turn your house as a temple. God bless, God bless. So show this gratitude to all what you have. Anything. I'm sitting in front of you. I'm able to share my experiences. It's all because of God. So have that gratitude to whatever you have. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I request all of you to please like the video if you really like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Signing off. This is your Vani ma'am, back again with more content. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.